football culture movement.
Welcome back to another episode of FCM Football Culture Movement. You already know what time it is. We're live in the flesh, live and direct in effect. The host, the most, my word to my left, the cult hero, Culture Cams.
You saying a bit of culture on your chest
Yeah,
different culture.
Real
wings.
men Mitrovic. You know how it goes. Now I'll be supporting Mitrovic, man. You get me, so top of the league.
I hear it. It sounds like they're supporting Mitrovic outside where we are right now too. Listen, to my right, the one and only, the podcasting Pepe, the only unbeaten team in the Premier League. Fuad Kodani.
Whatever,
Saying
man.
it's learning at the top, yeah?
You're excited.
I'm just bird's eye views, or shall I say Spurs eye view? Hey, I'm here.
And of course, obviously, I wasn't here last week, but so wasn't production. Was in sunny Barcelona. He's back in the building. What are you telling me? You good?
Back. Nah, man. Look, London's not Barca. That's all I have to say. It's good to be back. It's good to be back.
I hear you, man. Listen, man. Before we go any further, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Go and let people know we're in algorithm. Run it up. Listen. As you know, there's been a lot that's happened this weekend. We're recording a day earlier, but listen, it's the same pod, same entertainment. Mm-hmm. And without further ado, you already know what time it is. The weekend, what happens? Your team plays 11 men versus 11 men. The battle of real men. Mm-hmm. And only one team can collect a W. So if your team collected a dub this weekend, please hold tight the 3-point
Right.
collection.
Yes, say. Well, we take those. We take those.
We gotta get onto your 3 points.
Am I the only one? The only one today with 3 points.
You know what? You are.
Thank you.
Listen, you have to take it whenever you can get them, man.
Yeah.
It's not easy out here.
Get it how you live.
Listen, man, this is it. Of course, hold tight the participants as well. Without you, we have no game. So hold tight the participants
Hold tight.
But listen, man, there's a lot that's happened. I know the last game that we just watched now is the one we're going to have to get into. Listen, let us know your comments right now. Send in your super chats as well. We're going to go through them as well. But listen, Newcastle victorious. Arsenal no longer an unbeaten side in the Premier League. Their first defeat in the Premier League this season. Now, there's a lot to get into here. A lot to get into. But let's start with the result. What a win for Newcastle.
What a win.
Huge.
What a win.
At home as well. Lost to them last year, was it not? Where, you know, people like to say Odegaard dropped the classic,
Yeah,
you know, got the winner. But listen, that was a game they had to fight for, literally in more ways than one, and a scrappy game in a weird way as well. I didn't feel like it was one of them kind of free-flowing games where you thought two top teams. From minute one, it just felt like this was going to be a dogfight. And weirdly enough, it felt like Arsenal were almost creating that kind of dogfighting atmosphere. Havertz flying in, tackles everywhere. Gabriel and Saliba fighting with Wilson every 2 minutes. It was just like, all right, this is the kind of fight it's going to be. But if anything, I felt like playing that game, you're almost leaning into Newcastle's favour. Yes. That's kind of what they want. That's how they want you to play. Come. Oh, Joe Linton, you want to get into 50-50 with me? Let's do this. So, listen. At home as well, I think Newcastle this season,
they lost against City and Liverpool, I think. At home, though.
The bigger sides, and I think I've always been watching them against the bigger sides. I felt like they're almost paying too much respect sometimes. And in that first half, I don't think they got a shot off until like the 40th minute or whatever it was. And I was just like, come on, man, you can't just do this, you know, sit back and just hope to hit them kind of thing. So second half, the way they came out and reacted, I was like, now you're looking like you want to be one of the big boys in the league or whatever. And credit to him, the way that's what you call a smash and grab. You know them ones,
bro. It was a proper like you know when they say advert for the Premier League, not on quality wise, but you know when anyone says, "Oh, Prem's not that physical," that game showed how physical it could be. And Newcastle was one of them grounds where if you map it out in the Premier League, you know you're going to have a dogfight. You think about Goodison Park, Newcastle is one of them. So they just fully matched what they are on the tin. Do you know what I mean? And it's mad because, as you mentioned, with the Havertz challenge, the game was already a bit scrappy, little fouls, goalkeepers were wasting time.
That almost ignited it.
That just ignited it. From there, the fans were up for it the whole time, and then it just became a slugger. Bruno G, who we'll get into, he said, all right, is this what the game's going to be?
We're going for Villa mode.
All right, cool. Do you know what I mean? So he went fully into it, but that was just proper, and then it started raining. It was just a proper battle, and the thing is, obviously Arsenal lost, but you still got to credit them in a way because a lot of teams would have folded under that. Newcastle, we've seen them give some teams crazy score lines. Do you know what I mean? So credit to them for that. But yeah, man, that was a proper battle.
Yeah,
bro.
no, I have to agree. Like, it's one of those, you call it proper Barclays. That was that old school heritage Barclays. But in a sense, what I really liked about this game was you saw how organised. You saw how damn. You saw how organised that.
They let the off today,
bro. These fireworks are going off, bro.
I don't even know if they could hear it.
Can you guys hear the fireworks? Can they hear the fireworks in the background?
Yeah, someone said, what is that in the background?
Fam, it's going crazy out here, bro.
Newcastle fans are in London. They're like,
You know we're in Arsenal territory, right? They're probably trying to get in here, bro. You're like, hey, yo, listen. So we're gonna be fair, fam. Chill, fam. Jeez.
What I was gonna say is, with Newcastle, one thing that you really praise them for is they know how to set two set of banks. They know how to be rigid. And it's funny how their goal, obviously it's marred in controversy, but it was the one moment where they were really progressive. They made a substitution, instantly Joe Linton goes forward, he's a bit physical, Gordon is moving about, and they get a goal. And you know what, fair play to Eddie Howe for making that decision, because on the other side, I looked at it when the game was going on, and I thought to myself, what could Arteta do with the injuries and everything he had? And he brought in Zinchenko in return. So it's like, okay, you know what, maybe Eddie Hearn was the one that got
Man
up
said
onto
Eddie
the-
Hearn. Man said Eddie Hearn.
Yo, who we trying to sort out here?
Bro.
Joe Linton versus Havertz. Let's go, baby.
Front is in goal.
Round one.
Man said Eddie Hearn.
Hey, the Ferrets are playing head, but in terms of Newcastle performance, I thought that they brought that dogged approach to Arsenal. I think they looked at the Arsenal side and thought, with a few of the key members missing, if we can really get in their faces, we can make them fold. And to like your point, I feel like Arsenal did well not to fold, but they'll be looking at this fixture and thinking, wow,
Arsenal, I think, we're just lacking quality in the attacking areas as well. They didn't create enough. I don't think Pope really was threatened today as well.
Nope.
Like, how many clear-cut chances can you say they had through on goal? And sometimes you just kind of think, all right, you wanted to kind of, I understand you don't want to be bullied in some games, so you want to take the fight to them type of thing, but then don't lose the essence of your game. And I felt like throughout the season, we haven't almost seen that kind of clean-cut precision Arsenal that we saw last year.
Yeah.
And I think it was the PSV, the Sheffield performance you were saying. But then you look at kind of the opposition in those games. In these types of games, you're kind of thinking, are they still able to do that? And in a game where maybe you could say the midfield has completely changed, you're looking at Havertz and Jorginho coming. They weren't able to maybe kind of replicate that kind of fluidness.
The question I want to ask for both of you, right, is in a game like this where it's the big teams versus the big teams, your captain's not playing obviously because he's come out that he has a hip injury, you're missing your number 9.
9 man on the right.
Are these the type of games, well, Saka's not been able to say today, are these the type of games where people look at Arteta and judge the Havertz signing even more, because it's like, well, the guy that you brought
I liked Havertz this game, I can't lie.
No, but do you understand what I'm saying? In terms of creativity,
he moves me. I can't lie. he set the tone in that game.
I mean, I respect that Havertz wanted to get involved. Obviously, everybody will say Havertz is soft and all that type of stuff, but
I respect
that he wanted to get involved, but I don't think Arsenal signed Havertz to be be some dog in the midfield. You know what I mean? Like, look, Arsenal fans know it themselves. I think most people, when we saw the signing of Havertz about to happen, we were all confused. What position he's going to play? He's going to play 9. He's going to be left 8. Whatever position that he's played for Arsenal so far, he's been poor. And that's just the reality. This is the reality of the situation. I actually think you're looking at some of the worst signings this season. You got to put Havertz up in there, and that's not even me trying to be harsh on the player, but it's the fact that we didn't know why he's signing, and what's happening on the pitch. It's just Man United in the same situation with the Mason Mount thing. A lot of fans were like, "Why is Mason Mount signing for Man United? We don't need that type of profile." And so far on the pitch, it hasn't really materialized. And I think that's the same thing with Kai Havertz. I think the idea, a lot of the tacticos had the idea of what it's going to be, but the reality is on the pitch, we haven't seen anything. He got the charity penalty. They thought maybe that can kick on. Since then, it's still back to square one. Arteta's going to trust him because that's his signing. Keep playing him through these situations. But honestly, I think that was a really bad allocation of funds.
I think games like today as well highlight that as well, because ultimately, as I've said, if the striker's not there, we got told you can play up front. And Nketiah didn't really have a sniff today. You're playing in the position that the guy that's not been informed is out of. You're not occupying that. But let's talk about the goal, because that's where the controversy is. First things first, do we think it's a legitimate goal?
Me personally, I think it was a goal. And the reason why I say that is the ball going out on the line, we always say, the ball's got to be 100% over the line. I didn't think the ball went 100% over the line. They quickly almost even dismissed that very quickly in the VAR replay. I was actually surprised they didn't get, sometimes the bird's eye view, they kind of get above.
Apparently they didn't have all the angles. So this is the issue. This is where it gets, you know what I mean? Because they cancelled
the angle they gave us.
You know what I mean?
Angle they gave us, it didn't seem like 100% of the ball was clearly off, in my opinion. Then the ball gets crossed in. I'm sorry, that's not a foul on Gabriel. You've not jumped for the ball. You've tried to do he's pushed me in the back, because you clearly aren't going to win this duel or whatever. And I don't think it was a foul from Joe Linton. Raya, you got left stuck in the mud there as well. I'm sorry. And that's 3 separate occasions where they've kind of fluffed it, in my opinion. So you could say there were maybe a VAR, they need to look at that kind of going off the ball incident a little bit more. But outside of that, I don't think in terms of what happened after that, there was any issues.
This is the thing, though. This is the thing. Whether you think it's a pen, you think it might be a goal. You think what side are you on? You think it's not a goal?
I think the ball went out.
You think the ball went out. There we go. So what's VAR for? How many times am I going to have this discussion? Ain't VAR meant to be the thing that clarifies everything? I don't know if it's a goal. It's tetchy. VAR is meant to be the thing, and the referees are meant to be the ones to clarify this. We shouldn't be walking away again. We're walking away from games talking about VAR, and we're talking about the referees. I tweeted earlier in the day at the Man United incident, VAR has not improved football. It hasn't. It's a hassle. It's annoying. Every single you're checking for 3 different things in one goal. It's getting out of hand, and some obviously Arsenal fans are going to think it's not a goal.
Of course.
Some people are going to think it is a goal, but the confusion is just annoying for me. I just don't like the way VAR is used. I don't like the way the referees apply it, and some people are saying it only happens in this country. Again, let's get better referees.
That lack of clarity is what I feel. I literally feel like they went through all the steps. They went through can we 100% conclusively say it was off? Okay, no, cool. Can we 100% conclusively say that was foul? No? Okay, cool. Can we conclusively say that was offside? Okay, no, cool. They literally went through all 3 steps, and I'm like, all right then, you've wussed out of essentially making a decision and giving a goal. And it's a case of, all right, but you cannot look at any of those and for me say 100% conclusively you can say that's off the pitch, or that's 100% a foul. That's 100%.
If they're coming out and saying that, if they're coming out and saying that they didn't have an angle. Now, if you're saying you didn't have an angle, that's the issue, because I don't know what the situation was against. I can't remember who we played when Rashford, maybe it was Brighton, Højlund scored. Rashford was across the ball went off or whatever. Yeah. They seem to have all the angles there. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? To cancel the goal. So when you're coming out saying you don't have all the angles, I can understand the frustration. Arteta, apparently, people are saying he was going mental. What did Arteta say?
He came out and said it's embarrassing what happened and the goal stands. I had 20 years in this country and I feel ashamed. It's an absolute disgrace. So he's obviously angry about a goal. I think for me, the issue that I have is the lack of consistency across the league. I think it's probably maybe the 4th, 5th or 6th time, I can't even count anymore, where different incidents have happened in different games in the Premier League and VAR has judged it differently. So today you're talking about the incident in your game, we're talking about this incident now. It's like, okay, so why has it not been the same treatment? It's very confusing, the fact that you guys have this technology and somehow you can't apply the same sort of theory to everything. And ultimately, if you think about it back in the day, remember when VAR was coming in and all the chat was, what about all the chat in the pubs? We're not going to be able to have a discussion. We're still talking about
everything now. We're doing it on podcasts. Before it was in the pub, now it's on podcasts. You know what I mean? That's all, bro. That's the only difference. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
But go on.
I was going to say that in general, I think ultimately it's one of those moments in the game. It's very difficult to pick yourself up from, especially you're waiting for about 4 or 5 minutes. Yeah, and then after that, I didn't really see anything from Arsenal. We saw the one chance before, which was the Declan Rice header from the clean bit of play. But away from that moment, goalkeeping error by Raya again, lack of attacking impetus. These are sort of things that we've mentioned at different points of Arsenal's season. So let's take the goal away. I don't want to dwell on this. There's things that we've mentioned this season already with Arsenal.
But this is the thing, though. Like, one thing I don't want to walk away from it is, okay, Arsenal lost the game because you can say whatever, a decision that could have went either way, right? Yeah. But let's not ignore some people who did not step up today. Yeah, let's not ignore that Arsenal barely tested the keeper today. Do you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people are going to walk away and say, oh, we've been cheated. Again, people are going to act like nothing Arsenal do is wrong. Nothing the opposition do can stop what Arsenal do. Sometimes the opposition were just better than you, or they might have out-battled you or whatever, or nullified you. And today, even Arsenal had possession, but again, Nick Pope wasn't heavily tested.
Yeah.
He wasn't at all. Do you know what I mean? Saka, quiet today. Yeah. You know, a lot of people, every time Saka has a bad game, we're going to say he's had too many runs a game, so he must be unfit. We're going to say that. And Nketiah, he didn't really have a sniff. Martinelli was trying, he was probing, but both right-backs, I think, did a good job against him. So, offensively, Arsenal didn't have much going today. And, of course, they have injuries, but we have to talk about them as a performance. It wasn't a great performance. So, of course, it's tough away to Newcastle. Bro, you got to get it how you can.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the performance wasn't good. And that's what they should be focusing on as well.
And I feel like quickly as well, even when let's say the players aren't stepping up, that's where I feel like the manager can make the difference. I felt like even his subs today were a little bit too late. I think he brought, was it Vieira, and because he made the Zinchenko change first on like the 75th minute. And I'm like, okay, you're bringing on a left back who is going to float inside. Now you're going to do a double change in 10 minutes left to go. It's like too little, too late almost. And sometimes you just feel like Arteta could have done maybe a little bit more with his subs there.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. I think it's one of those things where you hope Arsenal they've got a Champions League game coming up and then they have games afterwards. But let's credit Newcastle quickly as well.
Yeah.
One player I want to really shout as well is Liverpool, someone that's come back from injury.
I'm glad.
And just literally just looks like, I don't want to say back to the levels that he was because it takes some time, but he looks competent going forward. He looks competent in defence. We always talk about the centre halves of that team. You've got Lascelles, who was in the wilderness. He had a dogged performance at points today. Fabian Schär is a great player. Joe Linton as well. I said, if we're talking about changes, in the moment that Eddie Howe made that change, Joe Linton basically becomes a big man. Anthony Gordon's up front.
Yeah.
It's scrappy, but they got a goal from it. You have to give credit that he made the change. Yeah. Wilson was there for a dogfight and he said, listen, I don't need this right now, I need to change it. So fair play to Newcastle.
I can't lie though, and Bruno as well as
he maybe should have got a red card. He should have got a red card.
Oh, definitely.
But you see incidents like that, like even when it happens to my team, like them little off the ball things, I don't see it as game course.
Nah.
You know what I mean? Changing. It wasn't like a last minute last ditch tackle where you're about to go and score. Just it was stupid. He would have got a red card. I'm surprised again VAR didn't handle that one.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, those things happen, man.
Yeah, I like the fact that he's got that about his game. You know, sometimes people talk about Brazilian players and everything and think that there's not this side. He really puts in the work.
About it.
Quickly on Arsenal, obviously they've got a big game midweek against Seville, but for context, Liverpool are 1 point behind them with a game at hand. Villa are 2 points behind them with a game at hand, and their game at hand 8th against Forest. So ultimately, the table is going to move around a little bit in the next few days.
And Liverpool have Luton tomorrow.
I believe so, yeah.
So dub.
So
do you know what's crazy?
Go on.
Arsenal have only won one game more than Man United this season. Yo, how's that for a stat?
Don't talk, bro.
Yo, Arteta's army versus Ten Hag out.
Look at this guy. We lost 5 games. We've lost 5 games, man. We lost 5 games. We're not in this picture. We ain't in this picture.
Arsenal's begun.
Let's get some super chats, man. What's the super chat saying?
I'm going to say forget the super chats for now because, bro, the way they're cooking Fuad in the comments.
They do this all the time.
Arsenal fans are so vexed at you. It's crazy.
Hey, man.
The thing is, these Arsenal, Fuad just be annoying these Arsenal. These guys come in here to be angry at Fuad. Yeah. Do you know what I'm trying to say? That's actually what ends up happening, bro. But listen, at the end of the day, he's gonna give his opinion on the matter. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But again, I want to say, I think that was a very good performance from both Saliba and Gabriel. Maybe not for the goal in the end for Gabriel, but I think Saliba and Gabriel both performed really well. I thought Rice was good. But again, I'm just thinking offensively, I'm surprised at how stale Arsenal were, because we're not talking about, okay, Jesus is missing, but we're not talking about an Arsenal team that have their best in Saka and Martinelli. They have Saka and Martinelli. Them guys are winning games for Arsenal left, right and centre last season. I just think I'm looking at Saka this season and I know he's getting the goals, he's getting the assists like per game or whatever it was. But performance-wise, it's not the Saka that we know. It's not the Saka that we saw last season. And some people are going to say it's because of how many games he's played or whatever. I understand that. But that's down to Arteta to then look at that and be like, all right, I'm going to play Reece Nelson. I'm going to play someone else just until you're fully ready. Because, as I said, he's getting the GA or whatever, but we all watch the game with our eyes. We all believe in the eye test. Because when Bruno Fernandes is doing that, when these random players do it, we don't like it. Nobody likes it. I don't think Saka's been nowhere near his best level this season at all.
It's interesting you mention this because so we're not doing the super chats here.
No, it was super chats, of course. I was just gonna bring that up.
Okay, cool. Just quickly on this Arsenal point, I think where it's gonna get interesting is Arsenal gonna have a lot of games coming up. We always say that the Premier League, if you're in the Premier League, man. The game's not stopping, and your squad needs to be deep, and you need everyone to sort of be ready at the horses. You now have a situation where it comes out Odegaard's is injured, right? He's probably injured in those games he wasn't performing well in. Saka, I understand the point you're making, but ultimately, we know he had that long run of playing consecutive games. Then he got injured and he got straight back in the squad. He shouldn't be straight back in the squad. So now the situation where in the midfield, I think everyone knows that really and truly, if you had Declan Rice and Partey, you've probably seen a different team. Probably seen a different team. Jorginho and Declan Rice thing probably isn't working because Declan Rice I'm seeing do 3 different jobs. And it's great that he can do it. But I'm looking at the rest of the midfield and saying, where is everyone else? Why is everyone else not doing their job?
Yeah, it's true.
If that's happening, then it just becomes, I think their whole system and the way they are is a little bit disjointed at the moment because of people missing or key personnel. So what happens in the busy games, or what are you going to do in January? How do you rectify this situation? Because bringing on Zinchenko is not a way that I think a team like Arsenal can go and then win a game. So
you win, bro. You win most of the times. Like, if you win the midfield battle, we always say you win. You can win. You're basically going to win the game, right? Like Chelsea, when you guys have had the slight improvement, it's when you got your midfield back, right? And you guys started looking at it, okay, your 3 could be Gallagher, Enzo, and Caicedo. When you guys pattern your situation, Sarr, Basuma, Maddison, perfect. We are always in confusion because we don't think we have a proper midfield right now. Do you know what I mean? And look, we saw the effect of that last season with Liverpool, who now have fixed their midfield and are trying to title challenge. You see how it can just change. So. If Arsenal haven't got their full midfield, Partey's never fit. You know what I mean? They're going to try and move him on. Arteta tried to move him on in the summer. You know what I mean? He knew this. So he's going to try and move him on again next summer. Odegaard obviously is out. But that's where Havertz. It's like, hold on, 65 million Havertz. You see, you boys, you guys did something crazy this summer. They drank 130 off Man United, bro. Todd Bowley, I underestimated you still. I wasn't familiar still because whoa.
What was it 50 million Kovacic too, or was it 40?
Oh yeah,
30 million.
It was a big drink.
Todd Bowley ran.
Before we go on super chats, the one thing I'll say is the one man that left that midfield who's absolutely cooking, and we'll get to it later. Granit Xhaka, man.
I heard he had a howler. I heard he made a mistake today in the Bayer Leverkusen game.
For the whole season, though.
You tapped in.
Yeah. I heard. Didn't watch, but I heard.
The whole season.
Ear to the ground.
The whole season, in terms of what he's been doing, he's been performing really well.
But one thing about this Xhaka thing, though, people. Xhaka wanted to go.
Yeah, no,
his time was done at Arsenal. I feel like people kind of make it like
he was pushed out.
Pushed him out. I wanted to bring someone else. Xhaka was done.
He wanted to leave the year before.
Now you're thinking, right, if he stayed for another year, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Let's
go to these super chats, man.
Yeah, we got a lot. Felipe, who's a Newcastle fan.
Big up Felipe.
He says, we owned Man United and Arsenal despite the injury crisis. Hold back, culture scams. Why
are you attacking me for?
Why say fuck me for?
Yo, what happened in the Carabao Cup final? How long has it been? 68 years? Felipe hype, boy. Been 68 years and counting, love.
He
said, I said Liverpool were far better than Arsenal. Saka, he's been awful. Hair to Salah, LOL.
On that one quickly, I think when we did our 2 weeks ago, we spoke about teams we fought. Ranking the teams. I think we had Liverpool above Arsenal.
Yeah, we had Liverpool joint with Arsenal. I had Liverpool, kind of like. Yeah. And so listen, it's only one loss away to Newcastle.
It's only the first loss of the season as well.
Away to Newcastle.
But
go on, is that it?
Tina says, is Arsenal going backwards? City has lost 2 games and are still in front of Arsenal. Is Arsenal in need of a number 9 in January?
I think if one thing, and this is why, like, when people started kind of saying that they're pleased with the Cronkies and stuff, I was like, don't be so pleased, because there was an opportunity in January last season that Arsenal could have done something, and Turkish always drums on about this. Shout out to Turkish. There was an opportunity last year. If Arsenal properly strengthened in January, they could have won their first league in 20 years. This season they have to do it, in my opinion. Like, you got to we got to remember, bro. We got to remember the juggernaut you're against. Man City, bro. We're going to go into them. You got to remember. And Liverpool, we know mentality monsters. They're going to keep going. If Arsenal want to, we know you can't rely on Jesus because he's going to be injured.
Do they do the Tony in January?
I would do it. Now, whether it's Tony or not, whoever it is, I would go and buy one because I know how long Jesus is going to be out, and Eddie Nketiah is a good backup striker at this level. He will do a job for certain games in a certain while, but if you're now going to need Eddie Nketiah to be your striker for 25 games, let's say, of your 38 game season, you have a problem. You have a problem.
Does Tony take them closer to where they want to be? If they bring him in January?
I think Tony's the type of profile they actually need. Someone who can kind of be that kind of pillar up front, similar to what Jesus does, because I think his hold-up play is actually very underrated, his link-up play as well, but a goal scorer as well. The only worry you have with Tony is obviously so many months out. There was a certain period of time he wasn't even training at the club. Do you know what I mean?
Eric Cantona done it. He can do it, eh? Fly kicker, man. Come back. Win some trophies. You get me? He can do it, like.
Hey, listen.
He can do it, mate.
Football ain't rocket science.
We'll see, man. What else you got?
Deluded United fan says no more bigger fishes this week. Arsenal fans, not even sardines.
Was it deluded United fan?
Oh, that's two losses
You bang deluded Guna. Deluded height.
Yeah, that's 2 losses this week, innit, for Arsenal. Yeah.
The 1886 Arsenal were poor, but in come the reactionary idiotic takes. Lies, your tweet was a joke. Go have an eye test. Bruno Guimaraes should have been sent off.
What was your tweet?
Basically, it was like going back to an old tweet that I had saying a lot of teams, in my opinion, will get bullied physically by Newcastle. And I tweeted today, another one bites the dust. They didn't like that one.
Yeah, no, but it's the facts. It's the same thing. I said St. James's Park. I said St. James's Park, under the lights, under the rain. It's not easy. Man are saying we got scammed. I said, was it easy? It was not an easy game. All I said, it's not easy. Yeah. It's not an easy game. Let's not be silly.
Listen, some people hate criticism. They got Napoleon complex.
Every time Arsenal draw points, it's never the other team. It's always the refs or it was us.
I've realised it.
It happens, man. Everybody lose games, guys. Some of us have lost 5 games this season, mate, in the league.
Have you got any more?
Yeah, we got a lot more, man.
Let's quickly go through these and then we'll go to the next topic.
AJ said read Arteta's comments. We did. Nathan Yosef says Fuad Abdullahi Kadani with the twist out. Poch is coming.
We'll get into that.
Ilias says refs are weird. If Casemiro does half of what Bruno G did, he's gone.
Oh, absolutely.
Reputation
absolutely. If Saka did it, he'll get it off. He'll be gone too.
This guy said, when you guys were disagreeing about whether you thought it was a foul or whatever, he said Fuad is not a reliable witness.
Hey.
And then the final one, Biran says Doku's 4 assists today is the most in a single Premier League match. Only 7 other players have done this in the past.
Yeah, I remember there was a couple. I remember when Pogba did it against Leeds.
Remember we went to that game, first game of the season.
We went that game as well.
We went together.
KDB record. We're coming.
And then he did nothing for
He ended on like 6.
He got his first 6 in the first 4 games.
Literally, bro.
Yes, I've been a couple there. Oh my God, what are we seeing this guy?
Yo, who were the other players to do that though? I think it's Dennis Bergkamp. I think is one of them.
I think so.
There was a striker. I think it might have been Andy Cole was in there as well.
Really?
I think so. We need to check that out.
Yeah. Before we go into Doku, we're gonna go on Chelsea Spurs as well. We've got to quickly discuss United. After a torrid time, there seems there's a small bit of light at the tunnel. Captain Bruno saves the day in London.
I know you fist pumped that one. Last minute winners, everyone loves those.
You've got to celebrate a last minute winner.
I know you need to leave
12:30 as well. You know a 12:30 kickoff is not a nice kickoff.
You've got to celebrate. Obviously, listen, last minute winners are always nice. Yeah, I mean, but after you celebrate and that little,
I said,
after that little you then just sit and you're just like, but what the hell was I witnessing? You know what I'm trying to say?
Bro, that was an awful.
What was your thoughts on to start with? When you saw the lineup?
Yeah.
Can you reenact your reaction to the lineup, please?
He said reenact. I can't.
Nah, seriously.
Get him on top, boy, man.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Hey, but seriously. When I saw that lineup, bro.
Playing a full 6.
I'll be honest though. When I saw the lineup, I'm not surprised to see what I saw on the pitch. I mean, I don't agree with the lineup. Varane not playing. I think Mason Mount should have been there. I think Amrabat should have been out there as well. I know it's early for Kobbie Mainoo and stuff, but obviously you'd like to see him and stuff. But when you look at the team that actually played, I asked the question, like, how many of that starting 11 would genuinely start for top 10 teams in the league?
Could go for it.
And you're struggling. Yeah, you can go for it. Onana will probably start a few. He'll start in top 10.
Yeah.
Wan-Bissaka. I think there's plenty of right backs in the league that currently right now. Matty Cash is at Aston Villa. You've got other players. I don't think they'll need a right back like
Centre
that.
backs, who are yours?
Maguire and Evans. Maguire would. Evans.
Who's centre back is Maguire getting into?
I think Maguire can get into he's better than like an Ethan Pinnock and that. And I like Ethan Pinnock, but he's better than that. You know what I mean?
Left back.
Dallo, he's not left back, so I don't even want to include that.
Fair.
McTominay. I don't think he gets into the top 10 centre midfields in the Premier League.
Who else was
West Ham, maybe replace Uche.
Maybe. See, this is the thing. We're saying one names. We're saying one or two names.
Fernandes.
He will get into the top 10.
And then who's with Fernandes in the middle then?
Ericsson. He wouldn't. I don't think he would.
Yeah.
I would Brentford take him back with Jensen and Norgard there. I don't know, you know. I don't know, you know. Front three. Garnacho's not starting for many in the top 10. Yeah. Anthony.
Hey, let's start top 10 of championship.
Bro, Anthony, let me not even get into that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and Højlund, he's not ready. You can see you can see Højlund's raw. He's not ready right now. So he will struggle. He's not better than people like Ollie Watkins, Callum Wilsons and stuff. So, but listen, the actual lineup, when you look at it, I'm not surprised to see what I saw out there. Like, the players out there are not good enough. I don't agree with the team selection, but the players out there, this is what I expect. Of course, Man United have injuries. You know what I mean? Some players are missing. But again, I don't want to be repeating myself every single week,
100%.
but you would have just wanted a little bit more of a inspired performance, especially after losing so embarrassingly against Newcastle. It kind of still just felt like, what's going to happen? And then we end up getting a goal in the end. Nice move by Bruno, the way he worked it. I like how he skanked it off his left, finished it with his right. I like that. But again, what... Do you see the way we celebrate goals? We celebrate goals. Every goal Man United score feels like the World Cup final.
Yeah, it matters.
But we're like, and then our players are jumping into the crowd, and it's literally like it's just
relief.
Time, That's it. It's relief.
One thing I want to. So I don't. Obviously, Fernandes scored today. He counts as a midfielder. So I think still up until now, only one of your outfield players has scored a goal in the Premier League this season.
Who scored? One of our attackers, you mean?
The attackers,
yeah.
Your forward players.
And there's still only Rashford.
Sheffield United forwards have scored more goals.
Cameron Archer, innit?
Sheffield United forwards have scored more goals than Man United. But so when you start looking at the team, you have a situation where a lot of people or a lot of fans, and we won't get into that because ultimately we've got more stuff talking to, where they think the writing's on the wall for Ten Hag. But you then look at sort of the personnel stuff. Is there a tiff going on with Varane? Why is Varane not playing? Why can't Mason Mount get into the team despite you being the player that you've hounded for so long? Rashford's getting dropped from the team. Some will say that his form's not be good anyway, but it's this whole sort of...
No, Rashford's had a knock.
Yeah, but you know, there was the whole apologise and everything. It seems like, and then now when debrief central with United, where all the tweets are coming out, these players not happy. Is this a situation that Ten Hag, to what you're saying, needs to trust some of these fresh players to try and get some new inspiration? Because it seems at the moment it's a very stealth and difficult team to move forward with.
That's my issue, you know. A lot of the times when it goes wrong, we say it's the same players. It's the same players. Some of the players there are not the same players. You know what I mean? Some of them are Ten Hag signings and some of them are young players. Now, I get it. It's about if you want to trust those young players and put them out there. But aren't we not all tired of saying same players? And then when you start a game like today and you see McTom back in the six, which we thought we were free from the McFred era or whatever, and then you see Maguire and you see Johnny Evans and stuff like that. Maguire, for me, has come in and done well. But listen, I can't be fooled again. We're not going to be fooled again where it's like, okay,
it's
now
the Luke Shaw
this
thing
is
all
going
over
to...
again.
Exactly. This is going to be our centre half, blah, blah, blah. I get it. Yeah, you perform, you play. But as soon as it goes left, like how it did against Newcastle, people are saying, why is Maguire gone to go track that man again? It's the same players. But then today we're saying, do you know what? Maguire's come in. His attitude has been fantastic. I'm not trying to do all of that. You know what I mean? These players that we have had under previous regimes still need to go. You know what I mean? Still need to go. And I still think with Ten Hag signings, he needs to implement that more. I'm not happy at seeing Mason Mount not getting games. I don't understand it. Amrabat, he's hooked him like 3 games in a row at halftime. Didn't play him today. This stuff is worrying because I'm talking about the future of the club.
Yeah.
Maguire's, I've said it before, Maguire's, Wan-Bissaka's, Dallo, Bruno's, Lindelof's and all these man, they will keep us at a certain level. Yeah, they will keep us at a certain level. But if we want to go to the next step, how do we look at a new Manchester United? It's going to have to be with new players, new ideas also from the manager, bro.
And the issue is you've had too many short stop gaps that's kind of come in with like the Rafael Varanes, the Casemiros to give you that next step but they're already expiring before you've been able to get the next wave in.
Exactly.
If that makes sense. So
It's a tough one, but I mean, a win's a win. Hopefully, that can pick you guys up. I do
Take them. We take those.
Big up friend of the show, brother of the show, HP TNT. That's a big look as well.
Oh yeah. Inside scoop, you know what I mean?
Listen,
we got things coming next
shout
week.
the family. Let's talk on City now, man. Listen, man.
I saw HB shake hands with Anthony, then straight away go on Twitter. I was like, yo, Anthony's footballing ability.
Get out of here!
I know he didn't want to do that with Anthony, bro. You know what I mean? Anthony, I don't even know if Anthony knows.
I know he straight away like this, shook his hand and just went,
Hey,
Listen,
man.
hand off me.
It's that time, man. Manchester City. We're always waiting for the annual sort of
Battering.
When are they gonna wake up?
when they're gonna wake up. 6-1. Doku, 4 goals, 1 assist.
Deserves an applaud. He deserves an applaud for that performance.
He is the youngest player to have 5 goal involvements in the Premier League and the youngest player to have 4 assists.
Crazy.
This guy has come in, and remember, first year. What do we say about Pep? First year adjustment. Running wingers that want to beat people they don't like. He's come in and he said, "Listen, Mr. Guardiola, I respect all of this, but I'm different." What we're seeing from Doku right now is crazy, and you know what?
Hey, can I have that?
It's over.
Can I have that?
It's over.
Hey,
It's over, man.
hey,
Man, he's like, yo, I need that.
hey. Hey, you see headband, man?
It's
Look at
over.
this.
I'm sorry, man.
It's over, man.
Career Owarida.
Look at this, bro.
It's over, bro. You see the cute short socks rolled up and everything? It's over. The hairband days, it's real wingers have arrived. Real wingers are here, and I'm sorry, Jack Grealish.
You see this?
We could do the cute thing. We could do the cute thing of, listen, we need both types of wingers for different types of games, but that right there, that's a Formula 1 car. Don't bring that go-kart out here no more. We don't want to see that go-kart going. This ain't Mario Kart with the little dime. Nah. Real Lewis Hamilton is on the wing. 7 times.
No.
Listen, that brother. Prepare your road back to Villa.
Why do you think Pep started Grealish in the bigger games? There's a reason, bro. Pep knows what he's doing with the wingers that he's got. I started the season, first game, I came in, I said, "Ooh, Jack, you got a problem here." And Doku 100% is that. But Jack Grealish is going to play many games this season. He just came off a very, very good game against Man United in the derby. So the thing that they've got with Man City and a manager like Pep is rotation. If it was Man United, if it was Tottenham or something, I would say, yeah, you're finished. But I don't think he's finished.
Do you know what it is though? It's how quickly for me he's showing that kind of that raw ability that's always been seen from the Euros last year at Rennes. You're kind of thinking, nah, it's going to take him a bit of time. It's how good he is going inside, going outside, taking the man on. For me, I'm just like, bro, what can he actually not do? And he's got that kind of freakish speed, a bit like Vinny, where it's fast twitch feet, and you're just like, Willian has it as well. Man's going one way. There is nothing you can do.
You know what it is, though?
It's inevitable. And I'm like, there's going to come a point when he is playing so good, and I think it will just be a matter of if he can maintain the consistency of it. But there will come a point when Pep will be like, I can't drop this guy. Similar, like, do you remember when Sterling was in that crazy form? And it was like, everyone else can be rotational, but Sterling will be the one that starts. I think Doku at one point in this season is going to hit that arc, bro. And there's going to be no looking back. And that's where I think Jack Grealish, you might have to move more centrally. You might have to start playing on the right. Just a bit of variation. So that left wing position.
I know this is a player that you've, like, previous iterations of the show, you've always had a lot of time for. With what you're seeing, not us being caught in the moment, just what you're seeing and what you're saying now, like, where does Doku stand for you in terms of his position?
Bro, he's a freak. Like, right now, I mean,
you gotta let him build.
Yeah, you gotta let him build some catalog for sure.
Like,
after a big game like this, you don't want to get too carried away
100%.
or anything. But for me, I think by the end of the season, we'll be looking at him as one of the top wingers in the league easily. If he can keep up the consistency, the quality he's shown, bro, there's no doubt about it. He's got freakish athletic ability and like an X factor.
Yeah, he's got the standard. Listen, Pep. Oh, I guess it wasn't Pep. It was Checky that signed him, but whatever. Like, the Man City signed him, right? So what they obviously identified is we want a 1v1 demon, right? Manchester City create so many situations where you have to think about other men on the pitch. You get me? So you have so many situations, and that was the frustration a lot of the times with Jack Grealish, because Grealish isn't a 1v1 player. So when you get him on the ball and he's 1v1 on the wings, he's not going to cook you. That's not Jack Grealish. He's never been, not even Aston Villa Jack Grealish has been like that. But now you're leaving a 1v1 specialist, just me and you in the isolation situation consistently. And you're having to think, damn, there's Rodri in midfield. Damn, there's Foden. There's Bernardo. There's what if he just clips it to Haaland? So now you have to leave yourself alongside against Doku, and he's going to win that bout every time. And that's why Sane was so good at Man City. Yeah. Because again, same situation. All right, you don't want to mark me, Leroy Sane. I'm just going to slide it to David Silva. I'm just going to slide it to KDB.
Exactly what I was going to say.
This is the problem that you have when you play against Man City. And now, that's why you can play a defensive fullback. They don't need a Benjamin Mendy flying forward or whatever. They've got Gvardiol or whoever, Ake, just sit. Man can go and cook. And that's the situation.
And you know what's inevitably going to happen? Teams are going to start trying to double up on him.
And it frees up space.
Bro,
what I wanted to
it's
pick
crazy.
up on is obviously like with Doku, what we're seeing is, well, obviously the performance and the output is amazing, but I think the thing that everyone's loving is prime time entertainment. Yeah. And I guess what's hard for me, because you're a Grealish fan, one thing about Grealish at Villa was it was prime time entertainment, and then you end up with the man, and the man strips that back from you sometimes. He hasn't done that to Doku, is it? And do you think that's because of Doku's profile, or do you think it's because of what he needs at the time? Because Grealish isn't the same entertainer that we grew to love, right?
They're different players, first of all. Yeah. The skill sets, the profiles are completely different. And listen, Doku, when he was at it was Rennes or Lens?
Yeah, Rennes.
When he was at Rennes, he's doing exactly what he's basically doing at Rennes, but now he's doing it with a better team. Now he's doing it with better players, so we're going to be able to see it it's magnified. Yeah. Jack Grealish was I'm going to carry my club. I'm going to save them from relegation. We're going to push for top 8 all through me. I can go left, I can go right, I can go centre. Come on, it's Man City. You can't do that. You know what I mean? You're going to be a different player. And as much as Jack Grealish had a good January to the end of the season, one treble and all that, I've always said the entertainer, the Jack that I love, it's not the same one. I've always said that.
But that's what I've always said when he went to Man City. Like, that was the thing. You always used to kind of almost put him on that pedestal of one of the best in the league, and I was like, okay, but when he goes to one of these best big clubs, he's just going to be another cog in the machine. I didn't think he had that kind of differentiating factor to Pep be like, you know what, you can have free reign. And that's what the difference for me, what you're seeing with Doku is you come in, you see this kind of weird freakishness. He doesn't have free reign. No, he doesn't have free reign, but I guarantee you Pep is ready to give him more license to do what he wants than he would have, like a Jack Grealish when he came. And I felt like even Jack Grealish a little bit kind of did it to himself, because when he came in with the kind of bright-eyed of I'm training with KDB, and I'm like, bro, act like you belong here. And it took him, I think, a long time to adapt to that, and that kind of handy. Doku's come in and just been like, you know what, I'm gonna just do what I need to do, and that kind of confidence is.
I don't even think it's like, you know, I think it's about the profile of the player. You look at probably the average position of where Doku picks up the ball and where Jack Grealish picks up the ball. The difference is it'll be the same. It'll be the touchline on the left hand side. The difference is one has the skill set to maximize that, the other doesn't in that way. Jack Grealish, he'll retain the ball, everything, the football will be nice, but he doesn't have the skill set to maximize it the way Doku does. Doku is, as you mentioned, a real winger, bro. He's a real toucher. If you ask Jack Grealish, what are you? He will not tell you, I'm a winger. He's not a winger, bro. We know he's not a winger. He played on the left-hand side at Aston Villa because they wanted to compact the midfield three, and then he can come off and go and do whatever he wants. At Man City, he's getting chalk on his boots. That's not Jack Grealish. You know what I mean? That's not Jack Grealish.
See what you was going to say before we move on. How would you say Jack Grealish can be best utilised? Well, obviously we're talking about Manchester City here, but there's a Euros coming up.
He's not going to start at the Euros.
He won't, but it's still a utilisation question with Jack Grealish. How would we see the best of Jack Grealish? Because there is a player there. Like, I don't want us to start thinking that. I don't want anyone to start thinking that we're washing Jack Grealish. It's just interesting that you have a 21-year-old that's coming in and it's bright. Like, how would you best utilise Grealish?
I've always said I would like to see Grealish in centrally. You know what I mean? Eventually. potentially in that kind of position. Do you know what I mean? I've always said I wanted to see him centrally, but in a Man City team, I don't see that happening because
KDB, Foden, Bernardo.
There's too many. I won't even talk about Bernardo, bro. Come on, man. What a player. You know, when you talk about people that don't get spoken about enough in the league, Bernardo is one of them. You speak about so many Man City players, even the defenders, over when you speak about Bernardo Silva. We speak about John Stones. We speak about Ruben Diaz. We even speak about Edison. Sometimes Bernardo just seems to go under the radar, but bro, that's a special footballer, bro. What can't Bernardo do? He can score you goals if he needs to. He can assist. He can control games. He can play right wing, left wing.
He can play left back.
He can play left back. He can play DM. He can play wherever he wants. The guy's intelligence, his ability, his touch, the way he can manipulate the ball. The guy is just special. And now he's in a position where I think Pep showed him how much they want to keep him in the summer. And now it's kind of like KDB's out. This is going to be my team. I'm going to put this team on my... And you just saw it today. That goal that he scored at the end, that's audacious, bro. He's taking the piss there, bro. You know what I mean? So
production,
good, man.
what was that?
I was going to say, the thing with him, too, is you look at every big game throughout the last 2 years, he's always stepping up, bro. Real Madrid last season at the Etihad, that's him scoring 2 big goals.
Yeah.
Old Trafford, derbies, he scored countless goals against us, too. And I keep saying it. Fuad, for example, always talks about you need that one player in your team who's kind of willing to do the dog work. Man City's guy who does the dog work is like one of the most brilliant technical footballers on the planet.
That's the difference.
That's the difference.
Man said they're using him as their
their Gallagher is Bernardo Silva.
Bro, you know how crazy your team have to be for that? Like, now, honestly, utility. But he doesn't. The thing I like about Bernardo, he doesn't make utility look like utility. No. You know, sometimes you see, as you mentioned, Gallagher, all these kind of guys. You can see, even with Bruno on the right-hand side, you're just like, okay, utility.
Makeshift.
No position that that Bernardo is in. Of course, some ain't going to be but there always looks like, he belongs in that position.
I think that's so why,
good, bro.
Do you remember so early on in his City career, Pep was like one of the best players in the world. And he put him on that pedestal. And I remember even early on, everyone was a bit like, oh, he's just arrived there. You still got David Silva here at them times. Yeah. But over time, you've just kind of seen exactly what Pep meant and how he's used him. And over the years, I've actually been surprised that, as you said, they've been able to hold on to him because so many times he's wanted to leave. But I think he's seen the more importance he's grown in the side, the better the team's
remember the 18-19 season? I think it was KDB was down. Yeah. Bernardo and Sterling just went crazy.
Let's go. That was his hoops breakout year.
Literally, Bernardo's always been involved, bro. And you know what? Yeah, just to obviously, I know we're going to move on to City, but bro, how many players did they have finish in the top 10, top 7 of the Ballon d'Or?
I think it was 5.
5. Ridiculous. So they have, well, obviously it depends how you view football, but they got 5 of the top 7.
Haaland, De Bruyne, Rodri. 7.
So Haaland, there's Haaland,
Rodri, Alvarez, De Bruyne, Ruben Diaz.
No. I said in the top 7.
Oh,
yeah. I think there was Bernardo. I think finished.
I think it was only four then.
Where did Bernardo finish? I think Bernardo finished.
It was a lot.
Anyway, it was a lot. Whatever it is, there was about 5 in the top 10.
Yeah.
This is who man are having to compete against in the Premier League. You know, ain't easy.
Wasn't Gundo watching? He's like, don't worry, man. I was there. I did nothing. I was there. I can't collect the award with you anymore, but I was seeing the back.
We can't even register Gundogan as one of them, but that's how many quality players that this team have, man. It's scary.
It's crazy.
Bro.
It's crazy. Before we go any further, make sure you like, share, subscribe, smash the like button. Smash that like button. Any super chats?
Nah, no super chats.
No super chats. Cool, let's get into it. The main event that we're not going to cover because it happens on a Monday because both our teams are not in the Champions League.
But guess what? We're doing a watch along for that.
Take
over! So make sure you're here Monday night. We'll be doing a watch along with Alex as well. He'll be here as well.
Yes.
But FCM Takeover watch along.
We will be there.
We're going head to head, baby.
Listen, man.
Pause.
I'll see you at WrestleMania. But let's talk about this game, man. I feel that this game has the ability to be a big game for different reasons. I think ultimately for Chelsea it could be a game that sort of showcases where you could go, and I think for Spurs are at a moment where we have this conversation all the time, but we're saying that it's not a title challenge, but beating a rival, one another quote unquote top team, and sort of extending this sort of cushion you've got is, you know, it's always positive news. How are you feeling for that game?
I'll be real with you, I'm feeling confident. Kind of looking at how the season's gone, we've had a few tests. I think we've seen this team's character kind of tested a few times, but for me, the foundations of how we play just kind of give me that kind of confidence. We've seen it kind of Liverpool when they were down to 10 men and 9 men, they still looked like the better side against us, but that bit of character to see it out to the end. United first half, they were better than us. Second half, to come back and turn it around. Arsenal going away, still sticking to your principles. We might not have won, but we're leaving with some type of thing. So for me, it's like I'm looking at Chelsea like, you guys still haven't found your hunting teeth, if you like, this season. You don't know how to go out and kill your opponents. Coming into our ground, I think Pochettino's first game back, so it's going to be a crazy atmosphere in my opinion. So I think that definitely helps the squad. I think the only injuries we've got is kind of destiny, so it should be kind of like a familiar lineup, if I'm honest. So for me, I'm expecting us to kind of continue the form and the kind of style we've been playing, and I'm like, if anything, we need to. Was it last year? I think we won 2-0 at our ground. Skip little screamer on the edge of the box with the crossbar and in. So I'm like, we need to kind of replicate that kind of dogfight very early on in the first 20 minutes, set the tempo, make this kind of into, you're coming into our territory and make it uncomfortable for Chelsea, man. Because I don't think Chelsea are going to be confident coming here. And the Chelsea Spurs games have always been kind of dogfights over the past couple of years. So you lot, I don't know if you lot are
for 8 p.m.
Yeah, 8 p.m. Monday night.
Could be one of them games, you know.
It could be
one of them games.
If we look at the Arsenal game,
do you like? Let me ask you: do you look at your Chelsea players and think they're up for a fight?
I think the Arsenal game definitely showed me. They showed
did fight against Arsenal. They
against
did.
Liverpool.
Korea weren't letting Saka do nothing.
I think if anything, that's the one thing that I can probably say about this team when it comes to the Liverpool game, first game of the season. Yes, it ended how it ended, but character in the big game. Arsenal game, the experience and sort of the killer instinct wasn't there. But same thing, we're gonna get in your faces, we're gonna get these goals, and we're gonna try and hold on. That's what I'm worried about.
For the fight.
That's what
you boys up for the fight. What are you talking about? Why are you talking like this? What fights have you guys overcome, bro? Man,
you see how we changed the narrative around here? I love this.
Wait,
you're coming to my house, me? Yeah? Come get your chain back.
Man, laying down the gauntlet. What fight have you overcome, bro? You ain't been in no scrap.
I said, come get your chain back. What chain? Your chain's on lease, bro.
Wait, are you man ready for the fight? What fight have Spurs overcome, bro? You just been winning pretty in that.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. We have been winning pretty, but this is you coming into our home ground. This is Poch's first game back.
That's why.
Are your players ready to turn this into a scrap? Because the last couple of seasons, that's how it's been. I look at them Chelsea players. I don't know if they really got the character.
I think it's
look at Modric.
I
don't know. Sterling. Nico. Oh no. Yeah, I'm saying. I'm looking at them.
But he's playing left back.
What? Cucurella?
No, for you, man.
What?
Ben Davies.
Is that who you're going to war with?
So we have a sticky one still.
No, in all seriousness, I think it has all the potential to be a really cagey game. But I think going on beyond the game, I think it's a game where Chelsea don't want to lose or have a similar thing to the Arsenal thing, because then it becomes a mentality. But with the Spurs, right? Spurs in the situation where you win that game, there's a cushion. Going towards December, and I want to bring us back to a point we mentioned at the beginning of the show. You mentioned Arteta last season, being in January and not capitalising on the moment. Let's say you were to win this game, and you get through December easily and whatnot. You have a situation where Son goes away for a month, and you're in a
Where
position.
Where the hell is Son going?
Asian Cup.
And they're probably going to.
They've timed it same time as AFCON. They've.
When did this start happening?
Yeah, man. New trends. Following fashion.
Asian Cup. When that happened, bro? What?
And then
who plays in that?
The Asian teams.
Yeah, but what teams? I've never heard of it. What teams?
Australia,
South Korea, Japan, all of them.
Australia,
Saudi Arabia.
So with that, you have a situation where, similar to Arsenal, you could be in a position where ultimately we could capitalise.
Yeah.
Not that you're going to win the league, but there's a bit of space. We could do something.
Bro,
what would you like to see from Spurs if you get to that position?
A left winger and additions to the defence and midfield. Like, we need numbers, because I think that's the thing where everybody keeps looking at Spurs and saying, this thing gonna come to an end eventually, because all it takes is an injury to Maddison. Udogie, as you say, he's out this weekend. You saw my reaction with the replacement. Romero, Van der Ven go down injured. It's a Eric Dyer stepping in. It's like the drop off in quality with some of those. Like, Maddison goes down, it's Lo Celso coming in. It's night and day, bro. So that's where even Spurs fans, we know, bro, our 11, that's all we've got. Outside of that, we have to strengthen, and in my opinion, we're stupid if we don't strengthen. Regardless of title challenge or not, we have strength. This is Ange's going to be his second window. You've given him a summer of, okay, we're going to give us your guys, we'll get them for you. Brennan Johnson, you want him, we'll get him. Now do the same in January, especially considering he's now giving you the foundations of a solid season. He's shown you what you can implement so early. You're stupid if you don't back the manager, and especially we're going to be in around there come Christmas time or whatever. Yeah. Add strength, secure that Champions League spot, and then, you know what I'm saying?
All right, who's winning this game though? Are you confident
Chelsea
of Chelsea win?
2-1.
Yeah?
2-1 Chelsea.
Who's getting me the winner, mate? Who's getting you the winner?
Raheem the Dream.
You don't believe that.
Who's winning?
You don't believe that.
Who's winning?
2-0. I've already made my prediction.
2-0.
I'm sick to it. Clean sheet. We're going as well.
Van der Ven. Hunting down Nico Jackson.
That Bermuda Triangle of Van der Ven, Vicario, and Romero. Nico Jackson don't want to get lost in there, boy.
He said it's Nico.
Come down, Tottenham, boy.
When it was Arsenal,
we're going to take you down farmways. Trust me.
Hey, listen.
You ain't been up north, boy.
Listen, like we said, Monday, watch along. Make sure you tune in on DR Sports. It's going to be an FCM.
And so we'll take you out of the farm.
Listen, man.
Hey, there's some big mad things though this week though.
Yeah.
You see Kudus. You guys see Kudus?
Kudus, yeah. So
do you see the goal?
Bro,
you know
Abonten.
Well, we're all talking about Doku, yeah.
Abonten.
You know the successful dribbles in the Premier League is
Doku and Kudus.
Kudus is first.
Yeah.
Doku is second. Yep. Both completing 4.9 dribbles per game.
Yep.
So hey,
Kudus arrived after us.
My manager went back to his former club, took Anthony instead of Kudus.
And do you know what's funnier?
Already
it's ticking different.
Your former manager had issues with Kudus.
Who's the former manager?
Your manager had issues with Kudus.
Is it?
Yeah, he had issues.
He had issues with Onana as well, but he signed him. He could overcome that. Don't worry about all of that. Do you know what I'm saying? We went to Ajax and brought back Anthony when Kudus was out here, bro. You know how crazy that is?
Abonten.
Nathan Collins. Nobody wants to talk about that.
Nobody
wants to talk about the Nathan Collins winner.
God, I'll give you that.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. I'm gonna message him, bro.
Send him this picture.
I'm gonna send him the picture of us. I've told you, bro. Listen, he's been brilliant for Brentford, bro. He's been brilliant.
He's
been
doing
brilliant.
Nice
scoring winners.
What I wanted to quickly discuss is every once in a while on the pod we have an opportunity where it's like, let's do some Euro digest. There's a lot of stuff happening in European football. Let's start off in Bundesliga quickly. Harry Kane, 15 goals to the league now, back-to-back hat-tricks.
Certain strikers did 13 years in their peak in the Bundesliga, but I ain't gonna name names. I ain't gonna name names.
This is a moment to praise Kane. Why are you coming for Lewandowski?
Set man go to the Bundesliga in their 30s and smash records. I ain't gonna say too much.
I said the day he moved there, I said that Lewandowski record is coming down within a
15 goals.
Within a year or 2 years. Like,
goals.
they won't have seen a goal scorer like this, and he's making that look like.
The only reason I feel sorry for him is Munich have this really weird thing where they keep getting knocked out of that cup. It's that thing.
The DFB Pokal.
The third time in 4 years they've been knocked out of the second stage.
Tommy Tooks. Hey, listen. I've been getting sent some evidence. Court soon.
Wait, you know, rumours that court's returning soon, right?
That's what I'm hearing.
Alright, cool.
That's what I'm hearing.
So Tommy Tooks,
keep sending those case notes. Brother,
we're saying it's looking a bit spooky.
It's building up on him. It's looking crazy.
On the opposite side,
Harry Kane's got 18. I think it's 18 goals in 14 games, all comps. Bro, I said on Inside Scoop last week. I said, bro, don't like everyone's talking about who can win Ballon d'Ors and stuff. If Bayern Munich do well in the Champions League, and I do think a lot of it is going to come down to who wins the Euros. Yeah, England should be seeing themselves as one of the favourites to win the Euros, as well as France. Of course, we know Mbappe is going to do his thing and stuff, but we don't know how Mbappe is going to do in the Champions League as well. So I'm just saying, with all these names that people are putting in, Jude, Mbappe, and Haaland, and all these names, you got to put Harry Kane right up in there, bro. This guy, he can possibly have an all-timer season this year. Are you crazy?
That's the reason why he moved there, to go and win the Champions League, to go and do the treble or whatever. And of course, if England can carry on what they've been doing in the past couple of tournaments,
he can't do the treble anymore, innit? Because they're not at the cup.
League and double.
No, I'm just saying it's mad. It's mad.
To go and win the Champions League was why he went to obviously go and get medals as well. But if he can go and do that, as you said, deep run in the Euros as well, where he plays a big part. Strong
back to back hat tricks, bro.
Mad. Big up Harold.
I'm so happy.
But there's another team in Germany. They're not. There's another team I want to talk about.
You see my tweet?
I'm gonna let you take the floor. Take the floor.
See that?
Take the floor. Can you explain to our listeners what we're talking about?
Yeah, let me explain to the listeners. I said, Let me find it. You know what I mean?
Anytime when you're ready.
Yeah, let me find that. I put a GIF. Can't find the GIF.
I'll preference it. Bayer Leverkusen. At a point last season, Bayer Leverkusen were struggling. Do you remember that? When it's like, have they brought him in at the wrong time? Is it going to work? They were struggling. In this moment now, I think is it 3 points are clear?
They've won. They're unbeaten. Scored 54 goals. 14 conceded. It's crazy.
How many points clear were they?
Points to was Bayern, wasn't it?
I think
they
so.
They drew. Yeah,
that was the only thing.
Yeah. How many points clear at the top of it?
I don't know. Yeah,
I think 3 points now that Bayern won again.
Let me have a look.
Either way, what we're trying to say is they're having an amazing season.
Yeah, they're top.
Amazing footballing principles.
Kane don't win the Bundesliga.
Boy, Victor Boniface cooking. Frimpong cooking. There's another young baller that I want to talk about there though.
Yeah,
Florian Wirtz,
bro,
cooking.
I'm so happy that he's back to his best again.
Do you know what the funny thing is? When he came back from injury, he started cooking straight away. That's when I knew this kid was a freak. Like before he got injured, we always used to be like, "Yo, is he gonna be the next one up?" Kind of like.
He's got the talent to be.
Say that again.
He's got the talent to be,
bro, for sure. Like to be Germany's next one. Like him and Musiala as well. Like, bro, they can cook something serious. And I've always thought that those types of injuries take a while to come back from. I think within like the second Europa League game, he was man of the match last season, and I was just like, he ended the season strongly. Then you're thinking, all right, pre-season, new manager, new striker coming in. How can he, level up, bro? Did you see the goal midweek,
bro? Dancing. He was taking. Like,
he said, "You come to the left, you come to the right." Yeah, bro, shimmy, moving,
bro. You're looking at, everyone talks about the young talents. You know what I mean? The actual talent level. Wirtz is up there with all of them, bro.
Facts.
It's undeniable, bro. That guy is a special talent. And listen, I guarantee you, in the summer, I have a big feeling Manchester City are going to try to sign that guy.
I was just about to say,
KDB is looking like, he's got the injuries and he's talking about it's the worst I've had. There was links last summer that they were interested. I think they're going to reignite that, especially if he continues doing what he's doing. Talent-wise, how many young players are clear? Do you know what I mean? You can't really say actual ability-wise. He's up there with Foden's over that age now, but he's up there with the Fodens and the Judes and the Musialas and the Pedris and Gavi.
Facts.
You can't not put his name there. The only thing that he didn't have was the body of work, but why? Because of his injuries. Yeah. Now he's up and running again, bro. He's gonna be way up there, and he's probably gonna be the hottest property in the summer, bro.
Before you speak on Xabi Alonso, bro, just to quickly end on him. I don't like comparing players of past and everything, but remember the sort of downpour when Havertz left and it was like, we've lost our crown jewel of German football. They didn't know what they had coming, bro.
Got something better.
It's incomparable.
Something even better.
Don't get me wrong. What Havertz was doing was amazing for them, especially in the latter part of the season. We always talked about it. When they got to January, Havertz started cooking. But in terms of ability in the player,
versus he's crazy.
They had something crazy. But
I said in 2022, might as well throw some stocks on Xabi Alonso. We'll keep an eye on buying Leverkusen. Bro, when you've got the education that Xabi Alonso has taken in his career, played under Jose, played under was he playing under Zidane? He was coached by Zidane because he's assistant coach. Ancelotti, Rafa Benitez, Pep. Come on, and you're a DM and you're Spanish and you're a cultured player like that. That was a 100% guaranteed success.
I said,
everyone should have dropped stocks on that. There was no way. Xabi Alonso could not fail, bro.
When he
could not fail. He adapted. Sorry, talking about him as a player, he's one of the only players that could effortlessly play in a Pep system, in a Jose system, in a Lotti system, and in a Rafa Benitez. They're all so different, And he was the not the linchpin, but he's the brains of all of those teams. Come on, this guy can't fail.
It was the easiest.
Don't let this guy be Pep's replacement.
I remember.
Don't let that happen,
bro. No. So I can't find a tweet yet, but I put out a tweet basically saying when he got the Leverkusen job, I said, and I remember Gerrard, I think had just got the Villa job around them times.
And you asked he was going to do better.
And I remember saying, or had he got the Sociedad B job? I can't remember, but I remember saying watch him get closer to the Liverpool job than Steven Gerrard ever does. And I swear to you, you've just seen the two careers over the past 18 months, how it's just gone. And I'm like, yo, as you say, the coaching kind of rules he's been under, the way he's adapted to every single one. I've always said defensive midfielders, deep line playmakers, they always turn up being the best managers. Arteta, you look at all at Guardiola himself, of course, always because of how they see the pitch or whatever. But that is cash money.
I know the English man, they were too
finish the job now. You know they're saying next season he's already booked to go Madrid. Ancelotti's going Brazil.
Real Madrid are always ahead of the curve, man. Look at you see. Did you see Hendricks go
with the knee?
Man said, how you shifting the ball to the left of a knee? I ain't even seen that move.
And they already locked in Stroemeni. They already locked in Camavinga, Bellingham, and they're now going to get the hottest property manager. They're linked with Alphonso Davies. We know We know who's the juggernaut that's on his way too.
Killy.
Bro, we can't compete.
Let's quickly.
We cannot.
Speaking of Killy, the 2 more leagues on the quick road to. Obviously, speaking of young ballers again, PSG. Got to talk about one Zaire, man. Zaire Emery, what a player! What a player!
I like him, man.
What a player!
I like him a lot.
Production. I know you like this. I know you like this kid.
Yeah. The thing with him too. I talk a lot about the midfielders that I see right now. We named Havertz, Musiala, Bellingham as well too. This kid I like a lot because he's big. Like he's obviously like a big athlete for such a young kid, but also his maturity is on a different level, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't think that this is basically like his first breakout season. He looks like the leader of that PSG midfield.
You have to remember who they lost that midfield as well.
Verratti
gone.
100%.
All of these other guys, pretenders that were trying to. All
and
of them
the thing
gone.
that I like about him the most too, and it's something I talked about in the beginning of the season. He's PSG through and through, bro. Like at the end of the game, remember Messi last season was going straight down the tunnel or whatever. Neymar the same way. This guy goes to the PSG fans and he's shouting to the microphone, getting them gassed up. He's a great image for the club, in my opinion.
It's something we've always said about
but
PSG.
We see how they do their academy boys, though.
No, but it's good to see.
He was just a key part.
How many of them they have to sell?
Saka.
Hey, he just got let go from Montpellier. I don't know if that's the hill you want to die on.
No,
I don't know if Saka's the hill you want to die on.
And he grips up
Two clubs have released him.
And he grips up
Hey, man, that brother ain't the one. Listen, Coleman, there's so many others you could have chose. Saka's not the one.
I was about to start my list. Man interrupted me right at Saka, bro.
That one, get him out of here, man.
Hey, justice for Saka though, man. 16, he was doing a little thing for Liverpool, man.
I liked him.
I liked him.
Bless you.
Yeah, man. Hey,
another quick one. Girona in La Liga as well. City-owned team. They're splitting.
No.
We know about Girona.
You know much about Girona, man.
They're cooking, man. City-owned team.
Yeah. But now they're saying that there could be an issue because
big up
if
James
they get into the Champions League, you can't have two clubs owned by the same competition. So if they get in the Champions League, then City Group might have to sell their stocks or whatever, their shares. So
which
that's
is
the
mad.
Confusion.
But it's nice to see a team. You know, sometimes in the Liga you see like a disruptor.
Yeah.
It's nice to see another team doing it.
Not like the typical Atletico Sevilla type.
Exactly.
I'm sure it will end at some point.
And quickly, just before we go to champs and duds. Yeah. What? So the tactician, the tactical, the new era tactical couldn't school wily old Sean Dyche. Nah? Man got lucky, you know. It would have been a peak day if I cut. Bro, Sean Dyche almost pulled the mad thing, bro. Almost. Ashley Young, that was so unlucky. Look at Liaz's face. He's sitting there like, I'm a little tactical nerd. I'm a little tactical real man. Everyone thought, hold on. I told man, real men always prevail. You guys actually thought, wait, hold on. You guys thought these people thought that Everton will go down with Sean Dyche.
Hey, tell him.
Jokes on you. Tell him. Jokes on you. They're staying up.
You know there's a point deduction coming up. There's a point deduction coming up.
Said always.
Love it.
You know there's a point deduction coming up.
Yeah, okay, if the point deduction happened, then we're getting out of there.
Nah, real men prevail. Please prevail.
Wait, how many points though?
It don't matter. It could be 100.
Can I say something quickly?
Might be 15.
If Everton get a point deduction,
them teams are bad.
If Everton get a point deduction, it will be a travesty to the EPL. The Everton get a point deduction
For what?
And nothing happens at City.
FFP?
Nothing happens at City.
Something goes through.
City will have 100 charges. Nothing happens.
Get better lawyers, please.
Let's go. Champs and duds.
Listen, man. Before we go champs and duds, Smash the like, quick.
Make sure.
Let's go to Super Chats quickly. We got anything cooking
Let us
there?
know who your champs and duds are as well.
Yeah, send those through. Send in your champs and duds as well. Whilst we're getting these Super Chats in.
Doku is the youngest in Premier League history with 5 goal contributions in the game.
Yep, we said that.
AJ also says, why do people act like Grealish and Doku can't coexist? Jack was arguably man of the match in the derby last week, and now Doku is this week. Competition is all it is.
Just enjoy him. Just enjoy him.
Do you know what?
Man.
No, look, it's a good problem to have, but I'm just
100%.
saying, I know your boy's sleepless nights.
Hey, listen, we always got our place back at Villa.
Sleepless nights.
Hey, Liam,
Jack
what did
under
you say?
Emery.
Prevail.
Don't
please.
let Jack go under Emery.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I'm coming
home.
It's
coming home. Tell
Does he get in over Diaby?
I'm coming. Huh?
Does he get in over Diaby?
Don't joke with that one, man.
One PMP keeping him out to another.
Now we're looking at that.
You know what he's gonna say next?
What? Grealish, McGinn.
Let McGinn, Louise, Jacob Ramsey, and Grealish.
Where's McGinn?
McGinn, it's been nice.
Don't do that.
It's been nice.
That's Premier League heritage right there. Don't do that.
It's been
See how he's doing his way?
And also McGinn,
That's 500
and also
Premier League
McGinn,
appearances.
Give us that arm back. McGinn, give us that arm back too, bro. What are you talking about, bro? Give it back, bro. We know who's the king of Birmingham, bro. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Don't joke with that one, bro.
Let's go to the rest of the Super Chats.
Nathan Yosef says, Grealish, it's been a good run. I'll see you on I'm a Celeb in a couple.
Hey, you know what? I can see that.
What?
On him, on I'm a Celeb for sure when he retires.
I'm a Celeb.
He's definitely becoming a Jimmy Bullard type player.
Yeah, he will.
Definitely. Personality.
Football's always the winner.
Yeah, we're gonna win in the end.
He's not gonna be. He'll be on a league of their own.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Man, you get me.
And then Just Waffling says, I feel like Eric Ten Hag will need to find a way to get Højlund involved and quickly. Good player in there, but it'll be very hard to keep him engaged with no service.
Can I say something about Højlund? Yeah, because Højlund kicked out today. When he got subbed, he was like frustrated and stuff, right? There's two things going on with Højlund for me. Firstly, yeah, how many 90-minute matches in pro football has Højlund even completed?
Not there.
Not that many, right? And now he's there to lead the line for Manchester United. I always said in the summer, obviously it didn't happen, but I kept saying Kane and Højlund.
Experience.
Yes, bro, let's get a striker. And he should be somebody that closes games for us, ends the game, comes in here and there. But now he's having to start week in, week out. You can see he's raw. You can see he's struggling. One, the service that we're providing him is laughable, right? It's laughable. It is. People are saying it's Rashford not providing to him. Rashford didn't play today. The service was still poor. But another thing with him as an individual, though, I do think, and I've said it before, you can see he's learning his trade as we're going along.
Yeah.
He's wrestling with defenders too much. Bro, you got to be elusive, man. The hardest thing to do is, as a defender, is not knowing where your guy is. You're meant to be elusive, but he's wrestling with them. He's battling them. In the Premier League, you're going to tire yourself out playing like that. Unless that is your game, like a Didier Drogba, whatever. You got to remember, at Atalanta, he wasn't even playing one up top by himself. Yeah. One thing that I loved about Rasmus Højlund, yeah, was the fact that he could drift into channels and he'll cross it in and he'll be live wire all around. And he's come to Man United and we're kind of trying to make him this target man / poacher. He had 23 touches today, 0 shots. It's concerning for him, man. And I just hope, bro, at Man United, you got to have the mentality. It's either sink or swim. I'm seeing him kick out on the bench. Bro, you got to rise above that. This is the way Man United
he's just frustrated. He wants to actually complete
100%.
You know,
100%.
Sometimes I get it.
100%.
You're also not getting the goals as well, so it's probably just like a build. I don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Before we go into Champions and Does, the one thing I'll say about that as well, you mentioned Atalanta, right? If you looked at his body of work last season, he kicked in the second half of the season after a long while. So I think people just need to be patient, but I think United have always had this issue for a while now where
they can't be.
Hero complex. It's a saviour complex.
Yeah.
We didn't score that many goals last season, so bring in Rasmus Højlund and now all of a sudden the 58 goals need to turn into 98. It's not going to happen that way. Do you know what I mean? But again, it's all comes down to patterns.
Good luck to him, man. He seems like he's got a lot of talent. Good luck to him. Let's go Champs and Duds.
100%.
You want to go champ?
Yeah. Emma Hayes, man. Stepping away from Chelsea. Going to Chelsea. Looks like she's going to take the America job, which is a big job.
It's a mad thing.
But for comparison, this is like the Sir Alex moment, boy.
Boy,
this is like the Sir Alex moment. Going into the unknown, dominated the WSL. Now going to go into a moment where next season there'll be a new manager and it'll be like back your man.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen at Chelsea team. She's dominated for so long. I hope they can win the Champions League for the season.
Yeah.
But big up Emma Hayes, man.
My champ, Ollie Norwood, I think.
That's my G.
Last minute winner. Sheffield United first win. I know we usually don't talk.
Ollie Norwood's my G.
But he is one of the OGs that was there last time. Captain now. Last minute dagger. I know
Chris Wilder, mad bro. Yeah, you know that real men's squad. You know the drill.
I know Lias don't like when the bench go like this.
I've got duds. My dud this week will go to Arsenal under 18s as a whole.
Oh, that's so funny.
Is it the coach driver or Jack Wilshere?
No, it's the driver. It's the driver.
Let me tell you where it's everyone. Because they need...
Tell them what happened first.
So, for context, Arsenal under 18s were supposed to have a game against Brighton.
Yeah.
The game got called off because they all went to Bournemouth.
Man pulled up to the Vitality.
Let me tell you why the dud goes to everyone. The players knew who they were playing, right?
Yeah.
So on this motorway journey where they're listening to their little Dirk and all this and whatnot, then they look up and think, wait, wow, this...
Bro, they're like 17 years old. They don't know what
I reckon the players now. The players,
come on, man.
At what point do you clock? I'm thinking,
bro, you got...
They probably
just... Bro, you play ball. You know when you're traveling, you're thinking, right?
You could have signed and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all on the coach driver, bro. He's getting sacked in the morning.
100%.
E45 on the table, bro. He's finished,
But
bro.
the thing is, I'm surprised that the game got... I think it's postponed. I didn't say that the other team get the points.
Yeah.
Surely that's got to be... We're not rearranging this game. That's a blunder.
Facts.
But that's a fantastic dub.
Yeah, that's a great one. Yeah, I would say I don't even want to be bad man, but it's bad man. But you see Fabio Silva, it's Fabio Silva, right? Crying after,
bro,
mate. It's game week 11. You know, it's Saturday. You know what I mean? It's not that deep. He's crying.
You actually gave away a penalty.
Yeah, he gave away the penalty. He's crying. I'm like, yeah, we don't need the tears for that one. That's a bit. Yeah, I mean,
trying to win the sympathy points. I actually don't have
some
one.
goals. When was the last time he scored?
Can I give one on behalf then? I've got a dud for some of the voting on the Ballon d'Or. Like when you go through some of the countries, you know when people just put random names.
Yeah. But Portugal manager voted for Bernardo. Come on, man.
I respect him, bro. He knows ball, man.
What are we doing?
I'd vote for Bernardo.
He's yours.
No, my dud is Borussia Dortmund.
4-0 at home.
4-0 at home, bro. Every single
I'm
year.
sorry, can we stop calling that as well? The Classica.
There's no
Can we
Classica,
stop
bro?
hyping it up like it's some big rivalry, some big... Bro, this
Their
is
rivalry is
this
Schalke.
Liverpool v Everton vibes. No offense, Everton fans, but them man are just getting slappings home, away. It don't matter. They win the odd game here and there, and they celebrate. Come on,
Dortmund need a takeover, man.
Yellow wall hype.
Dortmund need a takeover to make that stuff exciting.
They're saying Algeria voted for Haaland. They're my duds, actually. I wouldn't have voted.
They need to get me on the panel. You the most famous Algerian.
Hey.
You sure it was you, bro?
I'll take that.
I've got one for. Actually, no, go. I forgot what I was going to say. I got one for that. Sorry, VAR for me. VAR because, bro. Sorry, subjective. We're cancelling
offside.
We're cancelling goals for subjective offsides now. Yeah, this is what we're doing. The Maguire incident with the goal that we scored, a perfectly valid goal, bro. Garnacho across the box, McTominay. That's a valid goal. That's a goal. I don't care. Now everyone's tune is going to change, by the way, because of what happened in the Arsenal game. When I had said VAR is awful, at that moment people saying clear offside, 100%. Now I'm going to check the tune. I'm going to check the tune of how it was. VAR is a disgrace. That's all I'm saying.
Before we go into the responses here, I feel like some of these responses may have Messi in it. Of course, 8 Ballon d'Or. We haven't spoke about it. Any thoughts quickly?
That's my champ of the week.
Champ, actually,
Because I didn't want to...
Can you clap, please?
Oh, sorry.
The best player of all time. Best player of all time, eh?
Why? Cool.
He's such a bitter old man.
Let's go into people's champs and duds quickly. Any that stick out?
This guy said Gabigol is his man of the match. I'm not sure what Gabigol did. El Ghazi as well. He's getting a lot of love in here.
Nice.
Harry Kane, champ. Another hat trick
back-to-back hat tricks. In a big game as well.
Big game.
So far, that's what we got so far.
Sweet.
Nice.
Listen, man.
Big up everyone, man.
Big up everyone inside today. Big up everyone that smashed the like button. Listen,
don't forget.
Without further ado, that's the end of another show. But do not forget, Monday.
Watch along.
Monday Night Raw. We there.
Can we get a face off? Can we get a face off, please?
Which camera? Wait. We got to get something. Oh, you got the hat and we done. I got the reach.
We can end on this note. Alright, make sure you like, subscribe.
Monday.
Make sure you're locked in.
Make sure you smash the likes on the way out as well. Yes. Smash the like.
Like, share, subscribe.
Monday,
FCM.
8 p.m. That's going to be lit. I'm just going to be there. Freestyle.